Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how to make a Ruffle Butt diaper cover. My friend was happy with the way this turned out. She is a photographer and takes baby pictures, but since I made it, I have thought of a few things that I want to change, so I'm going to do those changes today, and I'm going to do this as a loom along. Okay, the supplies that you're going to need are the 26 peg long loom, your loom pick, crochet hook, scissors. You might want a tape measure. This is what I use for a row counter. Got mine at an office supply store. You're going to need a small piece of tape or stitch markers. And on this diaper cover I'm going to be using the baby blanket yarn in white. It's much thicker than the other yarn that I used. The other yarn was so thin that I had to use 3 strands. And you need your ruffle yarn. I've already wound mine on a cardboard tube. It makes it easier to knit with because it's already spread out. Alright, to start with you need to make a slip knot and put it on your anchor peg. I forgot to mention I am going to be using a straw for a stylus. Pull that a little bit tighter there. I think it just makes it easier to wrap, in my opinion. Now you're going to skip the first 2 pegs and then E-wrap 8 pegs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Push those down. Now I'm going to slip stitch the last peg, which just means you're going to skip it, and I'm going to go back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now you just want to knit over. And push down. And that is row 1. So put that on my row counter. Again, slip stitch the first peg and E-wrap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And knit over. That's row 2. You're going to continue slip stitching the end peg, E-wrapping all the other pegs and knitting over, and you want to do 12 rows. So go ahead and do that and come back. Okay, you should have 12 rows, still on 8 pegs, and you should have 12 rows. If you're using a thinner yarn, you might want to do 15 rows. The thickness of your yarn will depend on how big your diaper cover is so far. Again, if you're using a thinner thread, you might want to do 15 rows. Now we're going to begin increasing. We're going to increase 1 peg on each side, and we're going to be going in, I guess, sets of 3. So on this row, you want to increase on the outside peg, and then E-wrap back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So you've increased 1 peg here has 1 loop, everything else has 2, and this peg has 1 loop. Now knit over on the pegs that have 2 loops. Okay, and push those down. Now this time you're not going to slip stitch. You want to go back around that peg and E-wrap the rest. So around, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And knit those over. Okay, go ahead and push those down. And the same 10 pegs. I want to go around the first one. Let me pull some yarn out here. Okay, around the first one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That was your third row, so that was the first set of 3. Knit all those over and push down. Okay, now we're going to go on our second set of 3. Okay, go around this peg. It will have one loop. E-wrap back to the other end. So yeah, go around that peg, increase. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there is 12 pegs total. The ends have one loop and everything in between has 2. Go ahead and knit over. And push down. So that was your first row on the second set of 3. Okay. Okay, you should be on all the pegs on the front. We're going to do our second row. Go around. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now you have all 12 of the pegs have 2 loops, and you can knit over. Push down. Now we're on to the third row of the second set. And all you need to do is E-wrap every peg. So go around, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And knit over. And go ahead and push down. Now we're going to start on the third set. third set of 3. Now you're going to be increasing, so you will be on this end peg here. Go around one time and then E-wrap the rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then increase on that other end peg. So you now have 14 pegs that have loops. Your 2 end pegs only have 1 loop, and the ones in between all have 2. Go ahead and knit over on the ones that have 2. And push those down. Okay, we're going to E-wrap back the other way. So on the end, go around so there's 2 loops. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push that down. 12. Let's see, 11, 12, 13, and 14. All right, 14 pegs. They all have 2 loops. And knit over. Oops. And if that happens to you, you can get a small piece of yarn, of thin yarn, and put that in there and pop the peg in, and it should hold it. Okay, go ahead and push those down. And now the 3rd row of the 3rd set is just E-wrap. Remember to go around on that first peg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Helps if I don't look through the camera. Okay, 1, and go ahead and knit over. And push down. Alright, we are going to do our, let's see, 4th set of 3. So you will be increasing 1 loop on this peg, and then E-wrap back the other way. So you increased 1 peg, then E-wrap. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then increase on that last peg for 15, and you'll have 16 total. Okay, then go ahead and knit over on the pegs that have 2 loops. And push down. going to go back around the one that has one loop and then E-wrap the rest. So you've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now every peg has 2 loops. Turn that around. You need to knit over. Do your end and the first one. So hopefully you can see. Okay, go ahead and push down. And you wrap every peg going back the other way. Make sure you do the first one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Again, just knit over. Okay, so push those down. You can see, hopefully, that let's try this. The front of your loom has just one peg on each end, has got yarn on them. Okay. Now what I want you to do is grab your starting edge and sort of fold it up, and this is the bottom of your loom. Kind of cram it up in there so that it's coming out the top in the middle of your loom. Okay, I want you to put your cast on edge, just kind of like you're doing a brim on a hat. You want to get your cast on edge and put it on the 8 middle pegs of this side of your loom. That means that 1 peg on each side is going to have no yarn on them. So grab your cast on edge and put it on the 8 pegs. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm going to have to look in here and grab this one and pull it over to make 8. That can be a little tricky, especially with the thinner yarn. But again, you're just doing it like you do on a brim for a hat. Grab a piece of tape or a stitch marker and put it on here. This is your working yarn. So I'm going to put it on this peg so I know that that's my first peg. Now just E-wrap the entire loom. Okay, and you have the 2 pegs that were empty. Now they only have 1 loop on them, and everyone else, or all the rest of them, have 2 loops. So go ahead and knit over the ones that have 2 loops. That one doesn't have one, so skip it. I'm going to go ahead and push these down while I've got the loom this way to the end. Okay. Now go ahead around one more time. Again, this is just the E-wrap. Do every peg. Then you can go ahead and knit over. Alright, now you need to grab your ruffle yarn. Alright, you got your ruffle yarn. I want you to take it. This is your first peg that we've marked. And go up from the bottom and cram it up there so that it's coming through the top. And you want to use not the pretty edge, you want to use the edge that just has the holes on the top. I'm going to take it and fold it over just to match these loops here. So I'll show you again. So I've got kind of a ragged edge there. You can go over, I'm going over, got the ragged part and then just 1, 2, and I'm folding it over so that the holes line up there. Okay. I want to put it on the peg 1 that we had marked. And then pull that back down. You need excess. I just put it up there to start with because it's easier to fold it over on top. Alright, there's a couple different ways you can do this, and it is a little tedious and a little tricky. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to use my loom pick and put it down between peg 1 and peg 2. Okay, and I want to use every other hole on the top of the ruffle yarn. So I've got that on the peg. There's one which we're going to skip, and there's 2, and just kind of turn your loom pick and pull it up and put it on that peg. If you're more comfortable, you can, with using a crochet hook, you can do it that way. So now we're going to go between the next 2 pegs. Put your crochet hook in there. Okay, we're going to skip. I hope you can see this. We're skipping this loop, and we're going to grab the next loop. So you can use your crochet hook, and then you're coming behind the peg and putting it on the peg. Okay, I think I'm going to use the crochet hook because that was a little bit easier. Alright, between the next ones, skip that loop, grab the next loop, up and on. Okay, and you just continue all the way around. Skip, grab, and put it on. I know it's hard to see with the white on white here. Go between your next two pegs, skip this one, grab this one, up and on the peg. Next two, skip, grab, and on. Now just keep going around your loom until you get back to the first peg. Alright, I am on my last peg. Put the crochet hook through. Make sure you skip a loop. Grab the next loop, pull up, and put on that peg. You now have one loop of regular yarn and one loop of ruffle yarn on every peg. Now you just want to make sure it's all pushed down. And E-wrap the entire loom. Alright, when you knit over, make sure that you grab both the yarn, the regular yarn and the ruffle yarn, and knit both of them over at the same time. So the only thing left on your peg is a loop of the regular yarn that you just wrapped around your loom. So grab both and knit over. And you want to go all the way around your loom. Alright, and go ahead and push those down. I'm going to untangle my yarn. Okay, now you're back at the peg 1, and you're just going to repeat the same process. And now that I've got this darker pink, I'm going to show you again. I'm going to slide your crochet hook to the left of peg 1. You are skipping one loop, grabbing the next loop, pull up and place, you're coming from the back, and place it on the peg. Crochet hook in, skip that loop, grab the next loop, and I grabbed too much. So yeah, you need to make sure that you're not grabbing the row first that you did when you pull it through. So make sure that you don't have any of that extra yarn in there. Alright, skip that loop, grab the next loop, pull up, place on. Skip. No, see, I did it again. Okay, I'll pull that down. You have to really watch that you're not grabbing the ruffle yarn from your previous row. Skip, grab, pull up, and place on. It may help to not push it down all the way like I had done, so that you can see that you're not grabbing the other row of ruffle yarn. You just have to work with it and do what's best for yourself, because you can always improve on the way someone else is doing something. Alright, and you're just going to continue to go all the way around your loom. You can see, now that I've got this darker pink on there, you can see I've got one loop of the white yarn and then a loop of the ruffle yarn on the pegs. Now just go all the way around your loom. Okay, I have now gone around my loom for the second time with the ruffle yarn. I would just like to encourage you to keep at it. It is tedious and it can be hard to do, but I think if you stick with it and keep working on it, you'll get the hang of it. It's easy to catch the previous row of ruffle yarn on your crochet hook, but please don't get discouraged. If I can do this, you can do this. You do also want to make sure that you got the ruffle. You know, you didn't skip a peg, you got it on every peg. You should have one loop of the regular yarn and one loop of the ruffle yarn on each peg. Then after you go around with the ruffle yarn, you do need to E-wrap the entire loom with your regular yarn. And then of course knit over, and again you want to make sure you grab the regular yarn and the ruffle yarn and knit over. So you can see it better. I'm grabbing both and knitting over. And you want to go around your entire loom knitting over, and that would complete your second row. Okay, I want you to begin your third row of putting on the ruffle yarn. Just like I've showed you. Go all the way around, then E-wrap with your regular yarn, knit over, and we're going to do a total. Let's see, we've done 2 rows so far. Let's do 6 rows and meet back up. Okay, you now should have done 6 rows with the ruffle yarn, and of course the white yarn going around with your E-wrap, and you should have 6 rows total. Usually I measure from the top of the leg hole to the top of the waistband. I like to do 3.5 to 4 inches, and I can tell just by looking I've only done about 2 inches. You can measure it if you need to. Right now, I just want you to keep looming. Keep doing as many rows as you need to. If you have thinner yarn, you're going to be doing a lot more rows. And keep going until you get around probably 2.5 to 3 inches, because we still need room for the waistband at the top. And for the waistband, we do not use the ruffle yarn. I can show you here if you can see. I get about 4 rows per inch. So I know that I'm going to be using an E-wrap and purl for the waistband, and just make sure that you leave enough room at the top for that. So right now, just continue on looming until you have about 2.5, 3 inches from the top of the leg band to your top row there. Okay, we are back. I ended up doing 9 rows of the ruffle yarn. Yours may be different depending on the thickness of your yarn. I'll show you that I have not done the last 2 pegs on my last row yet, because we need to cut the ruffle yarn. Let me cut the ruffle yarn. Okay. Now, for the last 2 pegs, we want to fold the yarn over like we did at the beginning. And this is a little tricky to do on camera here. We're going to skip that one. This one is going to be the next loop. Skip that one, and this is the loop for your final peg. So you want to fold it over. So line these 2 loops up. Line up 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to stick my finger in that one and this one so I don't lose them. Alright, see how we got that? All I did was fold it over and line up these 3 loops. Okay. So you want to stick your crochet hook behind the second to last, and so you're in between these 2 pegs. Stick that down. Make sure you're getting both loops that you have folded over. Let's see if I can. Alright, grabbing both of the loops. Pull that up. Dropped it. Alright, let me try again. This is tricky, so don't give up. Just take your time. I'm going to stick the crochet hook and try and grab those 2 loops again. Alright, pulling them up and placing it on the peg. Okay, and I still have my first loop there that I want to grab. Excuse me. Alright, go to on between your last peg there. Grab those 2 loops that you had folded over and place it on the peg. Okay. Alright, again, this is just folding it over like we had done at the very beginning when we started with the yarn, the ruffle yarn. I'm going to E-wrap those last 2 pegs and knit over, making sure you grab the bottom white yarn and the 2 loops. Knit that one over, and there we go. Make sure you grab the bottom yarn and 2 loops and knit over. Okay, and then we'll go back and fix that a little bit later. Now we want to do the waistband. So grab your working yarn and just E-wrap around your entire loom. If you hadn't pushed down like I didn't, go ahead and do that. Alright. Go ahead and knit, or excuse me, go ahead and E-wrap around. And knit over. Sorry, the ruffles are in the way there. But I think you all know how to E-wrap and knit over. You do not want to push these down as you go. You can don't push them down all the way because the next row will be purl. Okay. Like I said, now, move the ruffles. We are going to purl around the entire loom. So go ahead and purl each peg. Alright, I want you to go ahead and continue to purl around the entire loom, push down, E-wrap the entire loom, and then we'll do one more purl. So your waistband so far would be E-wrap, purl, E-wrap, purl. Go ahead and do that and come back. Okay, we are back again. It's getting a little harder for me to get the entire diaper cover in my camera view here. I wanted to let you know that I actually did another row of E-wrap and then another row of purl because I didn't think that the waistband was wide enough, and of course if you're using thinner yarn you're going to be doing even more rows. This is called a garter stitch for those of you who know. So I ended up doing the E-wrap, purl, E-wrap, purl, E-wrap, purl. Okay, and now we're going to do a loose bind off. I want you to E-wrap peg 1 and peg 2. Go ahead and knit those over. Take your loop off of peg 2. Place it on peg 1. Knit over. Okay, now I want you to E-wrap peg 1. Okay, E-wrap peg 1. Knit over. Take it off peg 1 and put it back on peg 2. Okay. E-wrap peg 3. Knit over. Take it off. Put it on peg 2, knit over, E-wrap again, knit over, and put it on peg 3. Alright, from now on I'm just going to refer to it as where your working yarn is, that's peg 1, this is peg 2, okay? So E-wrap peg 2, knit over, take the loop off, put it on peg 1, knit over, E-wrap peg 1, knit over, take off the loop, put it on peg 2. Okay, you just need to continue to go around the entire loom with the loose bind off. E-wrap, knit, move, knit, E-wrap, knit, and move. Okay, just continue to go all the way around your loom until you get to the last peg, and we will meet back then. Okay, you'll have one more to do here. We have loops on 2 pegs. Okay. E-wrap peg 2, knit over, move it, sorry, this is awkward, knit over, E-wrap, knit over. Now you want to make sure you grab the loop, pull it out, make sure you hold on to your loop. Let's see if I can get it through the loom here. There we go. Okay, so now we need to match up this where we ended to right about in there. So grab your crochet hook. Sometimes I will, depending on what it looks like, I might pull that loop out. Make sure you still have that loop there. I'm going to turn it upside down and move my yarn. Alright. Okay, so I've got the loop. I'm going to try to find, and to be honest, I don't know how to crochet very well, so I just do what looks right. Okay, I stuck it through here. I'm going to grab yarn, pull it through, and then go ahead and pull it through my loop. Sorry, my ring keeps getting caught on my ruffle yarn there. Alright, I'm going to grab the loop, and I'm just going to turn it back around and sort of make sure it looks okay. It looks okay to me. It's not too much off or anything. So turn it back around, put my crochet hook back in, crochet hook back in. I'm going to go ahead and cut the yarn. I'm going to go back around, grab the yarn, pull it through one more time. Go ahead and pull the yarn through the loop all the way, and then pull it tight. Okay, and you're done, pretty much. I move the camera back a little bit. Alright, there is the front. And there's the back. Okay, all you need to do now is go back and weave your ends in and trim them off. So we need to weave the top one in there, weave that in. We need to go back and weave in the one where we connected the front edge to the loom. That was your beginning of your yarn there. Now also I'm going to go back My photographer friend is probably going to use this more so when the baby's on her belly and you can see the back view. So I want to trim this right in here so that it's on the side and that you won't, so you won't see it very much. You don't want to, that way, see the front there, you'll see that fold, but it will look okay. You don't want, if you know that you're only going to see it from the back in pictures, you could bring this edge around to the middle, but then it won't look cute in the middle. So I'm going to leave that up to you. I am going to trim it right here along this edge, and I will go back also and probably either, sorry, this was my beginning here. I am either going to cut it at an angle, or I might tie it, bring this up a little bit like that and tie that so that it's not just hanging down there, because as you can see, that's just not very cute there. So that is all you have to do. Weave in your ends, fix your edges from your ruffle yarn, and you're done. I hope that you guys could follow me. I'm sorry about the lighting not being that great. I do not have a professional setup at all, but I do hope that this helped you some and that you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, just feel free to leave a comment and I'll check in and answer the best I can. Bye-bye. You're going to skip the first two snap knitting or what have you. The thickness of your yarn often determines how a little piece of tape or a stitch marker and mark seriously the other one and do the second one every 2 loops. Work out for me. Okay, you should have done 6 rows with the ruffle yarn. Ruffle yarn. The ruffle yarn? Okay, you should now have finished doing 6 rows with the ruffle yarn. I did it again. The ruffle yarn. Knit over. Take your loop off peg 1 and put it on the peg behind. You know what? That's wrong. Well, snap. Knit over. Usually when I'm doing this, I sort of give it a count so that I know I didn't miss any steps. So I say 1. Look at that. I forgot to put it on the peg. Okay.